Thank you for joining me today for City of Hope. This is a Paint for Peace Vigil. If you're here on the live, I really want to thank you for coming. I really think that's an amazing spirit to take this time and put that positive energy in. If you're coming on the replay, this is here for you at any time to help you find center and optimism and maybe reconnect to what is good in mankind. It is going to be one of those kind of episodes where maybe I'm a little weepy. John is on the mic.
Hey, guys.
He is going to be tracking me with one of the Sherpa cameras. So we have 4 of them, so you can see all the painting action. And I want right off the bat to give love to our moderators who have maybe the most difficult job of moderating tonight that they will ever have.
Yeah.
And I just want to ask our community that comes in to bring tonight their feelings. If you have sorrow, share your sorrow. If you need healing, come here for healing. We're going to try to connect back to our compassion and tolerance and love. We will. Tomorrow is a great day for legislation and those changes that, you know, we all might be feeling. But tonight, let's just lean on each other and try to find a place for ourselves in this event. How are you doing, John?
I'm doing okay over here.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people with us tonight. There's a lot of people joining us. So we've got, it's really nice, about 180, and it's just like it's been jumping up by 10 every time I look over there. Yeah. So I suspect it's going to be a full crowd tonight, and there's a lot of hearts, a lot of love going on, lots of hugs around. So I think everybody's here ready to paint and
just put it into their art.
Just ready to put it in the canvas.
Yeah, I have a saying that I've had, which is to take it out of your heart and put it in your art. And times like this, it's a really wonderful thing to be able to do. I want to do a special thank you to Flame, who helped me get through the emotional journey of designing the painting. Mm-hmm. And this is what we're doing today. Yeah. This is with a palette knife and acrylic paint.
You have to back up, remember?
Oh, that's right. This is with a palette knife and acrylic paint. This is really easy. You can do this with a brush. Go ahead and do this in crayons. Do this in watercolors. Do this in pastels. Mm-hmm. The whole purpose of this painting is to just put our attention and our focus back into our compassionate, whole, loving selves and get back into our space. So, any medium, I'm going to show you palette knife today. So if you've never seen a palette knife, they come in a couple of shapes. I'm going to be predominantly using this one and this one.
The mods have asked me to read out here. There's a VictimConnect resource center.
Yes.
For everyone, and you can go to victimconnect.org, and they have information there for you. Where you
and that link is in the description with more information about them. And there's also a GoFundMe for the families and victims of the Pulse tragedy.
Yeah, we have a link
that is down there, and there's links that will be shared through. This is just if you're in a place that's something that you want to do and you were looking for that's there. The weareorlando hashtag, if you look for those, there's a whole group of people who come together to organize vigils and events, and it's organized, and you can find something in your area. Yeah.
Okay.
So
the information and the links are the description below. So what are we going to paint with here today, Sherpa?
Well, we're gonna paint with the colors of the rainbow, because that's appropriate, and we will continue to paint with the colors of the rainbow because we believe in inclusion and tolerance here, and we will never not.
Yep.
So, dogs in purple. I don't know why this makes me cry. Phthalo green, phthalo blue, cad yellow medium. You can use cad red medium or cad red light, quinacridone magenta, Mars black, and titanium white.
There's lots of love and hugs for you out here, Cinnamon.
Well, we're all here today. We've been chatting, and we're all here, and we should be here. This is where we should be. This is a good space. This is a good space for us to be in an event like this. So I think that it's good. We have some wishes on our canvas. I please encourage you at home, if you're painting with us, especially for this vigil, if you're painting with us for healing, to go ahead and put wishes into your canvas so that you can start that process of relieving and connecting back to love and hope. The first one goes to Diamond Crush, who has had family losses. And sweetie, we have love for you, and we are with you in spirit. And to every family member right now, we are in spirit with you. My next wish was strength to the first responders. Is a special courage for the people who come to the rescue in the event in face of a tragedy. And they bear a unique burden that is hard to understand except among their own brethren. And their courage and their strength and what they do is amazing. And of course, love and healing to the victims and the families. Healing energy to those that are in the hospital right now. The courage and strength in all of us to stay connected to our best selves in tolerance and compassion, and that the forces of love will be victorious. So that's my wish, is that the forces of love will, at the end of all of this, be the victor in this situation.
Yeah.
So I am going to teach a painting tonight. I've been... Well...
We have some colors.
We have some... Well, we did our colors. We're going to put them
colors.
on the canvas, and we're going to start to feel better.
Yeah.
We're going to start moving into a space of healing through creativity, because we can do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my brush wet. I have a number 12. Sorry, sweetheart. I have a number 12 Simply Simmons Extra Firm Filament, and I'm going to take a little of my cad yellow over to my phthalo blue and just tint it just ever so slightly with the cad yellow. And then I'm going to grab my white, and I'm just going to come across my canvas back and forth, back and forth. Whew. Are you? Okay, sweetheart. I appreciate that so much. And I appreciate you guys being here. I know you are in the same space. I know we're feeling so many feelings right now, and we're just trying to find our sense in it. There is no greater overriding sense in something like this, but just how we are in that space. So I'm just horizontally going back and forth with this lightly turquoise base coat. I'm trying to make sure that my brush strokes are going back and forth. I'm pulling a little yellow, adding it back into the blue. This is one of my favorite colors. Adding a little white. I'm sorry, I know I'm sniffly. Here is the load on the brush if you're at home.
I think I had my nose poking into the screen while I was stunt handsing.
That's okay.
So I stunt nosed.
This is... It's okay. I think everybody needs stuff like that today. I think we need each other. I think right now, lean on your communities. Be with your loved ones. You know... Reach out to others. Use those links if you need them. I definitely reached out and was very grateful for GoFundMe to be there, because sometimes you don't know what you can do, and it's so great when somebody gives you a way that you can help.
Yeah.
And that was really wonderful for me. And I'm just going to paint it, and I'm painting these words in. And I'm just willing them into being in the universe.
Yeah.
Because that is what I really wish for. I wish for the Federation of Planets that Gene Roddenberry dreamed of.
Mm-hmm. Where are you
There we
going?
go. Just showing
You're-
everyone that load on the brush.
You're messing me up here, Sherpa.
I'm messing myself up tonight. But I promise you, I will be in a better state by the end of this.
Well, I was just going to put it in the canvas today.
I'm putting it in the canvas. I'm taking it out of my heart and putting it into my art.
And you're doing it live.
Well, I don't know about anybody else, but I had sort of felt like I talked to friends. I'd had some good cries. You know, I thought sometimes when, I don't know, you overassess your resiliency.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's we really hope that as people paint this, that they share it on the website, on YouTube, on Facebook, share it up there.
Let's just flood the world with messages of tolerance, hope, and love,
Yeah.
and pictures. Let's just make that the message
Mm-hmm.
on all of our social media. Be that the noise, and take away the noise. Let's just start putting that into the world and saying that we're in charge and we determine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just brushing this back and forth.
And do you still have your little pencil there handy?
I do.
Could you squeeze? I saw.
Yeah.
I saw one scroll by here, so I think I saw. I don't always get to catch all of the comments in here because I'm manning the cameras too. But I did
Stay
see.
hydrated.
I did see a request up here from Angeline asking for please wish for Christina Grime, and so we'll put a wish in there for her.
If you don't know, that was a YouTuber and singer from The Voice. Beautiful artist and well loved on the YouTube community, who was also shot tragically.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's enough of that.
We just put that in there and
Let's just keep our guns for the target range.
yeah. So we're gonna hopefully see a lot of these paintings out there.
Yeah.
Hopefully see lots of them put up there. So
Yes, definitely, definitely, definitely. And just a message of kindness and compassion just going out, and love and support.
and I think we have a wish for Cassie too. She's dealing with some darkness on this. So
Light for Cassie.
yeah, I'll put some light in there for Cassie.
And listen, if you guys see wishes, go ahead and put each other's wishes in the canvas. Do that.
Yeah, it's
Put that in.
you know-
Carry each other's lights.
we want everyone to have wishes, and I have lots of light keepers in here, and
Who have been on the chat all day moderating, and I want to thank them because they've been moderating and being there for people all day, all
yeah.
night. It's been amazing.
And know that time is relative to humans, but not to love. So if you put that love in your canvas, it'll get there,
Even on the replay.
even on the replay.
Even on the replay. Time is a construct that we observe to handle our lives. But yeah, thought and emotion exists outside of that. So no matter when you see this, no matter when you paint this, you will be sending love through time.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a power you have. I'm just doing this nice color. I did this color because it's one of the colors that makes me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sea foam color.
And how are you mixing that?
I am using a little phthalo, a little cad yellow, and white. And I'm doing a lot of white in the mix, so it's quite light.
And why do you put the yellow in there?
Well, the yellow creates a slight green hue, which gives it its turquoise or seafoam tone to it. So it takes it a little more into the green than the phthalo is. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Just makes me feel better when I see this color. I don't know what colors make you guys feel better. We all have a color that makes us feel better.
You like that seafoam green.
I do. And I love the rainbow.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to be painting it today, so that's good.
I know. I just want to also say that you don't have to do this skyline.
Yeah.
You absolutely have my love and encouragement to make this your city, wherever you are, and to make it your skyline or a skyline that speaks to you personally. That's perfectly okay to do.
Yeah.
And you probably, if you feel it, you should do it.
Got a little breather there.
Yeah,
So-
staying hydrated.
Staying hydrated. It's important for everybody to stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. So I brushed this on, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to, I think I'm going to predominantly use this little hook knife here.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. You could use a diamond knife. I just like this little guy. And the first thing that I like to do is kind of scratch in my waterline because I need a level waterline. So as level as I can be. We talk about this a lot on the channel. The more level you can be, the more it will feel like water. Just, you know, what you can do. You can measure it out too. It's interesting. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but the knife makes a little mark that I can then work with.
Now, there's so many people coming in from all over the place. So, you know, I just wanted to say hello. And everyone's greeting each other and saying hello, and it's really nice.
Thank you for being there for each other. Thank you. It is important to be there for each other.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull out on my blade. I'm going to scrape out, if you can see me doing this. Look at the load.
Got some. It looks purpley.
It is just the phthalo.
Ah, there we go.
Sometimes I have to pull it out like this and then re-scrape it.
Ooh, yeah.
Now see how I have a perfect bead? And I'm going to just for a second, I'm going to tap my knife
Okay.
a little bit. I'm going to come over about, oh gosh, I think I'm going to make this building about 2.5 inches. And I'm going to just tap my knife and use it to create a thin, fine little guideline for my building.
Okay. I'm gonna when you're done with that, I'm gonna have you step to your right, and then. Oh, look! You just did.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of tap a little bit this side.
Oh,
See how you just tap it? I had to flip it over. And then I'm going to come across the top and kind of create a little square space. I don't really have to be that perfect about this. It's one of the things that's beautiful. And then I'm going to tap a spire. That's straight up. That's my guide. And I'm going to get a little of my quinacridone magenta.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to pull it into this. And I'm going to load to the left-hand side of my knife. See how that's on the left-hand side?
Yeah.
Because whenever you're stroking right, you load left.
Okay.
So I'm going to come here and pull.
Load left, go right.
Load left, go right. Just a little bit like this. Kind of adding that to my building. I'm going to wipe off my knife. I'm going to get a little of more of my quin and maybe a little of my dog's name purple and some white. And I'm going to come back and just add a little more of that. And this is very light pressure. Takes very, very little pressure. And I might even come and define my spire a little bit with some of that purple. And then the fun part I'm about to do, I'm going to grab my quin and a little of my dog's-name and some white. And I'm going to come from below the building and I'm going to pull down. And this one is actually, what's interesting about this is it's fairly tight to the canvas. It's a fairly firm and pressed scrape. Can you see how that pushes in? Get a little more of my paint. And I'm going to just very carefully pull a little bit on this side of the building.
So everyone is saying how much they appreciate your bravery and how much they appreciate how nice you are to do this and to start this and put this out there for everyone. They really appreciate having something to paint along with. And I see Honor out there, so it's nice to see her up and painting with us. So hi, Honor.
Hi, Honor.
Hope you're doing well. And thank you to all of our moderators who are out there today. It's been really nice with everyone, making sure everyone's doing well and that we have a really great, we have almost 300 people. It's like 296, 297 people. It's been floating right around there this entire time. So, thank you guys all for coming.
Thank you very much for coming.
So look, we broke 300, 304. Wow. I'm always amazed at seeing all the people who come, and it makes me so happy when you guys are here. So thank you for coming.
I really appreciate it.
I just saw May. Hi, May.
May.
And I know Ian's here. And
May. Hi. And hi, Ian. So May and Ian are some of my good friends on YouTube, and they have channels I love, and they've also been incredibly supportive. And I know that this impacted May because I know her heart, and this also deeply impacted Ian. And so just send them a lot of love, because us YouTubers, we're a bunch of tenderfoots. We really are. We are not tough, for sure. I'm going to make my next building.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull just my little red out, just a little red. You can add a little yellow to it if you like, right? And I'm going to come, it's loaded right on the, sorry, sweetheart, it's loaded on the right side again, so I'm going to come in, try to make as straight of a line as I can, I might flip it over so I can get a better, more confident angle with it. The hardest part of your palette knife is just figuring out where's your space in it.
Gotcha.
Other than that, it's just a stick that you paint with. It really is. It's like you got up one day and said, I'm going to be determined to paint with a stick today. But here I'm going to do a fun thing. I've got that load, and I'm going to make an arched top to this building. So I'm going to just arc this up and over, and then start pulling this across. That easy?
Yeah, real simple.
Real simple. I'm going to load some more left, a little more yellow, and I'm going to define that top just even a little bit more and come across just a little bit more. And then I'm going to come back right. You can always scrape off that extra paint if you need to. Just really like this to be kind of a more solid red building. And then my favorite part, which is to pull down the water.
Oh, yeah.
That part makes me feel really good. I like get a little more paint here because I really enjoy that feeling.
And there's lots of people out here in the chat just saying how much they appreciate you taking the time to do this and to hang out with everybody here tonight. So
I needed it. I don't know where you guys were at, but I really needed to do something.
yeah.
I'm going to wipe my brush a little bit. And I'm going to I'm going to need some more yellow. I know some of you guys have mentioned that it bothered you, that this takes a lot of paint. But remember, you can always do a lot of these paintings still with brushes if they have a stiff bristle to them.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll use a little less. I'm going to do an interesting thing. I'm going to take a little of my white and a little of my phthalo. And I'm going to make a nice tall building next to my red one.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a nice big square. And I'm using this actually as a way to define it. And then I will come around the other side, make another nice little straight line up. Straight as I can make it. I'm kind of a sketchy straight line person.
It's supposed to be level. Now, do you have it for those of us who would like to have less sketchy unlevel lines. Do you have any suggestion for creating more level lines?
Take a ruler and lightly chalk a guide in.
Chalk a guide.
Chalk a guide.
Okay, does that mean like we're drawing stick figures of guys with backpacks?
Take a piece of chalk and be like, oh, I'd really like the building to be like this.
Ah,
And that will help you guide what you're doing.
gotcha.
That will help you guide what you are doing. And you can do this with the diamond just as well as this head. Doesn't really matter. You're just trying to give the impression of squareness here.
Impression of squareness.
We're going to pull this little blue down just a little bit right here. But then we're going to wipe it off. And we're going to let it rest for a second because we're actually going to make that sort of orange.
Okay.
And then we're going to get just our yellow.
All right.
You can grab some white if you'd like. And I'm going to come off this building. And I'm going to make a little half circle. It's going to be like my sun.
Ah.
I did this because I wanted something that was like hopeful. And just curve that down. Light pressure again is key. And you don't actually even have to fill in the whole space with it because you're going to be coming back. I'm going to come back the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be coming back with buildings over it. Right? So as long as you're leaving like more than a hand's width at the end,
Yep.
you've got room for your whole rainbow. And I don't want to skip any of the colors on my rainbow because everybody is included in my painting. Everybody is loved and accepted here
Yes.
on this city. Nobody has to be afraid and, you know, they may all get on each other's nerves, but they're okay with that. They're all right with it. Like family members.
Yeah, it's like a big family get together.
Yeah, we are family. There is not another planet that we live on. We're not just habitating rocks across the universe. There is one with water, and this is the most beautiful planet. If you've ever done any astrophysics, this is a precious place. We don't have another place to just go move to, so we should think about that a little.
No.
I'm going to pull a little yellow, sorry.
Although we're happy to let anyone who doesn't like it here to move to the moon. And we'll put together a commuting project. They can go,
We'll help them out.
let them go live on the moon.
Thank you, sweetheart. I'm going to just do this next building. I'm going to come over my yellow. It's crazy, I know, because I just put it down, but I'm going to be so light. This paint is actually going to skip over the yellow. Do you see how it does that?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to come across. Oops, I got hit.
If you could slide to your right ever so slightly. Oh, and then I think I can go.
I'm going to have to paint that out.
What are you going to have to paint? Oh, the
The
little
little yellow spots.
the little spot there.
That's fine. Look at that. Reflections. Just keeping these colors bright. That's my thing. I'm just wondering how everyone's doing today. Well, I know how you're doing. I'm doing the same.
We're all just painting in there.
And we're just going to come across. I haven't decided the full width of my building,
Is
but I want to show you the other way I can do one. Because I can use the knife to make something square. I can push up and pull down and create this square space right here, even without measuring it out that other way. Timers. Do they go off on your house too all the time? I'm just pulling this across. I'm just making a square shape. And then my favorite part, oh, I love it. I'm going to pull it down. Pull some of it down.
I am being told that, wow, there's over 300 people in here, and there is a lot of new people with us tonight. So hi, everybody.
Hi. Usually we're very bouncy, but this is not that night.
Yeah.
Also, those of you at home should know this is messy.
Very
Palette knife
messy.
painting is messy. Don't be stressed about the mess. You are not alone. And again, be real easy about this painting. If you've never painted palette knives before, if you're really used to it, this is about you putting your words into the canvas and just letting them go out.
Mm-hmm.
Letting them just go out and be heard by the universe. I'm going to pull a little yellow and a little white. And I think I'm going to add a little of that reflection next to my green. And I don't know if you can see this here with the close cam, but it is about just pressing this nicely into the canvas and pulling down. And it's okay that undercolors come up. I'll put a little more down here. And I'm going to come across. See? That's all okay. Just that nice up and down vertical reflection. I'm going to take a little of this yellow.
There's a lot of thank yous out here to you.
Thank you guys.
Joe wanted to say that, Cinnamon, so many thanks for conceiving this so quickly. Filling under the LGBTQ umbrella myself, I'm grateful. So, and I have to say that there's been many of those comments echoed there. That's lots of people sending love.
Thank you.
So we'll put that in the canvas today.
Yeah, thank you. Whew. Okay.
So what do you have loaded there on your palette knife?
Orange. I took a little of my cad red and I added it to my yellow and I made this delightful orange.
Yeah. What are you doing there?
And I'm going to come over to what looks like my blue building and I'm going to be a complete crazy person. And I'm going to pull down just a little of this orange over the blue. And then I'm going to pull another little bit down here in a segment, like at segments of the building. See how that feels like segments of the building?
Mm-hmm.
Just little orange segments. You can come here and maybe pull some across. Press it in if you need to. I'm going to get a little of my orange going here. And just pull down. So I am feeling better.
That's good. I think that a lot of people are feeling better. There's a lot of hearts, a lot of love, and a big good huggy emojis and hearts going on in here. I can't say how many people are giving hugs to each other and art high fives. It's to say that the room is filled with love is an understatement. So
Lord knows love is a powerful thing. Please don't ever feel like your love is not as powerful as somebody's hate.
yeah.
It is. It is as powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It is as important and as meaningful. I'm going to get a little of my quinacridone and a little of this cad red light here that I have. You could be doing medium. And I'm going to come between these two buildings and pull down this slightly different toned reflection.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm even going to add some of this little tonality into the building just because it's making me feel better. And I think right now whatever's making you feel better you should do
Yeah.
copiously. So see how I'm pulling some reflection down over? Keeping it from being too...
Oh yeah.
Just a little bit. Little touches are helpful. I'm going to, I think, do a left load.
So that means you're going to paint to the right?
I'm going to go to the right, and I'm going to be doing one of my tap buildings.
Paying attention.
Oh, I love that you are. Thank you. It helps tonight. And I'm going to do an angled building. So this is still wet, so all I do is just tap it lightly. I just tap at an angle. And then I'm going to tap down the side of this building. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can adjust. You can make adjustments, and that's okay.
And for those who are curious,
Yeah.
you're hearing in the background Karen Walters playing. She's one of our community members who's a recording musician, and she let us use her music on the show. So it's really pretty, and we thought it was appropriate to have some of her really cool, down-tempo folk music for tonight, and it's been really nice. So thank you, Karen.
Has a nice message, and we needed a good message. I think right now what we have to realize is that there'll be a lot of messaging that we're subjected to everywhere that we go.
Mm-hmm.
And people will be dealing with a lot of feelings that they don't know how to manage, and they'll be dealing with them in a healthy way or maybe not a healthy way, and it might be in your social media feed, and being able to find some space for yourself in that storm is so incredibly helpful, because then you don't get lost or caught up in that snowball, because that snowball is very sticky.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sticky, sticky ball of Katamari Damacy.
So we're hoping that we're going to take and put a whole lot of love
That's
in the
right.
world, in the form of paintings, right?
And people are going to get caught up in that art.
And then they'll be looking at pretty things.
I'm pulling some purple into this because you can.
And I have to say, there's a couple of...
I'm going to pull that down here too, if you can see that. I just wanted to pull that down, show everybody. I just using the shape of my knife.
If you can lean over just a little bit, I can see that. Oh, let me scroll up.
We gotta move the camera. We have to move the camera.
I do. When we get back, see, RoboCam has been moved since we've been coming here, so he'll get moved again when we come back.
Yeah.
It'll be in a better spot for you. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Now, we have a whole bunch of new people who you haven't had a chance to meet out here.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
I would love to meet some of the people who came tonight and send them love.
One of them I've seen out here a couple times, Egon, who has the coolest Ghostbuster symbol. So it's just
Hi,
like,
Egon.
art high fives for that alone. And if you guys make music and you want to work with us on music, we would love to hear from you. So,
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
And
Egon.
come anytime. We're usually very high energy, positive paint, but again, art is a journey.
Yeah.
And every day is different, and sometimes we come to the easel for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
It is okay to come to the easel angry. It is okay to come to the easel heartbroken. It is okay to come to your canvas in the worst possible place and create. A lot of times we're told that we need to create from a place of just feeling amazing. But that's creativity is about expressing things that words just can't quite encompass.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can use this for all the kinds of emotions or experiences that you're having in your life.
Yeah.
Purple building. I'm going to pull out some of my purple paint, and I think I'm going to do a right load. See, I've got the bead.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just make this last little square, purple square. Now, here's the trick with the purple over the yellow, purple and yellow. I had to go pull a little white into my purple so it would show, because sometimes dioxazine can feel like black until you pull white into it. I'm going to be as light as I can over the yellow.
Why is that?
Because the yellow and purple are contrasting colors, and if the yellow gets into the purple, it can gray it a little bit.
Oh.
And no gray colors today.
That makes sense.
And I'm just pulling this back over. See, we're just using this knife to make square little boxes.
Yeah, there's a lot of first-time people here, sending hugs to you and appreciation for you doing this painting here. So
thank you.
Trying to pass some of those along to you.
I'm pulling this water reflection down. I'm hoping you guys will put some of this painting for yourselves. You'll do something, a doodle, a thought. You can do a doodle and maybe write the things that you're not comfortable saying, and then, you can throw it away. There's a lot of healing you can find in your art. I'm going to pull a little white and a little blue, and I'm going to come between my green and blue building a little bit, and just pull down this blue reflection. Just have some fun with this. These reflections will change almost every time you do it. It's one of those things.
So, little Sarah is got to be one of the fastest painters that I know. Cause
is she done?
She thinks she's painting right along with you, but actually she asked a really good question. So what happens if when you're at this place and you do push too hard and you mix too much purple with that yellow and you gray it out there?
Okay. All right, I'm going to show you guys this. If your paint is still wet, take your knife, put the blade firmly to the canvas, and scrape.
Whoa, you just scraped it right off.
And I can come back with yellow right here and just put it right back. Like it never left. Maybe add a little white to it. Just find my way back into the painting.
And then you just let it dry and come back with another little blue later, huh?
It doesn't even have to dry. if
Really?
I can keep my pressure light, I can keep going over this wet paint indefinitely.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to pull a little of this blue, a little quin, and a little purple. And I'm going to make a little small building between these two buildings. I'm just going to use the shape of my knife to do it too.
That works.
Yep. Very helpful. And I really haven't wasted any paint this painting.
Oh, it hasn't used much paint. It's just like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
all right off the canvas, huh?
See how that's just right there between these two?
Mm-hmm.
And that gives some nice depth between those two paintings. So the fun part I get to do next is with just my white. I love this. I get to load. I'm going to do a left side load. But there's the bead. That's what it would look like. And I'm going to come up this spire and just tap a little bit of that. And then go ahead and I'm going to come down about an inch and pull just some straight white. Can you see how that suddenly starts to shape the building?
Yeah.
I'm going to load again, same bead. And now I'm going to be more, instead of pulling down, I'm going to try to get more on my knife's edge. And I'm going to just press. Pressing. Creating some texture to this building. Up here at the top, I'm going to pull some white down over all that. And then I'm going to do an interesting thing. If this is still wet at all, this works really great, is I'm going to kind of even scrape.
I will send hugs to Chelsea, who's in the hospital. And I'm not sure why, but for whatever reason, you're in there, Chelsea. Here's big art hugs to you.
Definitely healing hugs, Chelsea. You feel better right away. You'll be okay.
She had a big heart emoji, so I think that
Aw.
she's sending love.
Thank you. And I'm going to pull a little white over here. See how that creates building definition? You can come back and add that paint thicker if you like.
That's really cool.
It's just fun. It's making me feel better. It's making me feel better.
Painting always makes you feel better.
It does. I'm going to put just this white at the top there. Just that. Sometimes you can just flirt with it a little bit. You don't have to give it all the white.
Yeah?
And then on this angle, I'm going to pull just a little white. Make sure my bead is good. Sometimes you'll have to scrape it off your knife and then put it back on. And I'm going to come and make these little ridges like this and little lines right here on this building. Just makes it feel like architecture, doesn't it?
You make it look so easy. Everyone thinks you make it look so easy.
It's an event, man. This thing is... I don't know how this started. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you that right now. I mean, I do this, and my mom does this, palette knife painting, but how it got started, I have no idea what artist stuck with this until it worked.
Yeah.
I have the benefit of a lot of art information to tell me, yes, palette knife painting can work. But if I was just given some paint and one of these on my own, I'd be like, this is not as effective as a brush.
Yeah.
I am going to put in my water line, so I'm going to do that same load.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to come along my buildings and try to create a level line as much as I can. And pull some of it down.
Now, the different pressures, can you talk about the different pressures that you use to get these different effects?
So I'm either pressing in, when I'm like trying to scrape one of these down, I'm pressing in hard and the knife is pretty parallel to the canvas. But other times when I'm trying to go over wet paint and not have it come up into, like right now, this paint is wet and I'm trying to have it not come up into my white, my pressure's very light. I'm allowing just the tacky film that is starting to form on the acrylic to pull the white off and not get onto my...
There's some interest in how you're holding the knife, because you're not holding that like a pencil.
No. Okay, so here's how I hold my knife. I really get a hold of the sucker. It's either like this or it's like this, and I'm very like depending on my stroke.
So you move your hand around a lot.
Yes. I feel like I want a dark reflection coming out, so I'm going to wipe off my white for a second.
Okay.
If I may. If I may, Mr. Cooney.
What are you gonna do?
Well, I'm realizing I want the reflection to go out further.
Okay.
So I'm going to pull some blue and even a little cad red.
All right. More reflection.
And I'm going to come out. I think what it was is my hairdryer was in my way.
And so it was acting as a return carriage.
Yeah. So I didn't take this out as far as I wanted to, this dark, and I want to pull this down. See this? I feel like that's necessary to finish our water line. But not all the way. Just a little bit. I'm going to wipe that off. Wipe it off. It's so wet right now.
Yeah.
And yet I'm going to come back with the white. And just tap a bead. Even though it's that white. And it's still okay. That's about light pressure.
Light.
Now I'm going to pull some black. Same bead. And I'm going to come back and add some very cool definition. I'm going to tap some right side definition on this building. See that?
Yeah. So now,
maybe pull a little down here. Woo!
do you have
Woo!
do you talk about the different palette knives here anywhere with the narrow head, the diamond head, the flat
I
head?
have not done that yet, but we're going to do a quest on them.
Gotcha. So we have a quest coming up on the palette knives themselves.
Yeah, I think we need to. We keep doing these paintings. We're going to have to talk about them, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yep. We'll certainly want to before we do that next Abstract City, which is going to get a little involved. It's going to be a little involved. I'm going to pull a little bead out. And I'm going to come along here. Come in. And I want to just use my knife to sort of talk about the top of the building. And maybe a little bit right there. And then at the bottom. I'm just trying to say some stuff about the architecture. Come here to the top. And then again right here. Maybe define this corner. It's okay if you need to wipe off your knife if it gets away from you. You can use a diamond head for this too. I'm just using this one.
Well, Charity said the nicest thing here to you. I'm going to read this up to you. She says, and everyone was agreeing, so I had to scroll up to see what she said. She said, "You have the most beautiful soul. This is an honor to watch you throw your heart and soul into your paintings."
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that so much.
So lots of people agreeing with that. So thank you.
I appreciate that. That's very kind. When you're tapping windows, I'm just doing the tip. It's kind of at this weird angle for me. So that's just a tip, and that's how I get the windows in.
Oh.
I'm going to come back on this side and be like, oh, I think we could define this with a little dark color right here. This side of this building. Look for any areas at this point that we're feeling like the painting hasn't resolved, and I see a couple places.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could use a little red building, just another little square one, just right here.
Oh,
just pull it down, like that. Just pulling it down. Maybe add a little of that reflection there. Wipe that off.
Can you send some hugs out to Cassie? She's having a hard time tonight.
Yes, Cassie.
Big hugs there, Cassie. She's having a hard time.
I just really wish strength for you for what you're going through right now. I really do. And pull this reflection down. Add a couple more little white reflections in the water here and there. So see how we kind of have this nice reflective space, and this is all defined?
Yeah.
Then there's a couple final touches we can add here to our Rainbow City.
And I see lots of people hugging Diamond as well, and I'm not. Hugs to Diamond. I hope you're doing okay too. So.
I'm really sorry.
Sorry, I've not been able to totally follow the chat here as much as
Well,
I
some of the
like.
chat is about you guys being there for each other. There isn't a lot of safe social media space right now. And this just gives us a little bubble of time during the live and then after in the replay to be in our own sacred space, in our own healing place, and our own introspection of how we're dealing with this. I mean, if I could have you guys go into the world and say, I'm committed to even more compassion and tolerance, and I'm just going to continue to push that forward, nicer in the checkout lines, nicer on the freeway, more understanding of people that are different or other than me, more inclusion.
And you know, Cassie, I can't wait, and Diamond, I can't wait to see your guys' paintings that you guys put up. Even if it's not this one, any of the paintings you guys choose to put up or work on. Totally, I know that everybody else is going to love to see those too, and you'll get lots of support when you put those up there. Lots of art hugs. So
Yeah, and again, guys, do these in watercolors, do these in pastels or pencils or whatever. It's not important. It's just the act of doing them.
Yeah.
Because again, all art doesn't have to come from a perfect, happy place. Sometimes the greatest gift art gives to us is allowing us to work through, talk about, and express things that the soul understands and words just pale to.
mm-hmm.
I'm going to add a couple palm trees here. So I've got a very tiny little bright brush.
Which brush is that?
That is the number 2 bright.
Number 2.
Long
brush.
handle, extra firm, Simply Simmons. But, you know, anything... This looks like it's about an 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch long. So how I do this is I actually kind of use this brush because its bristles are stiff, like a palette knife, and I just tap. I'm going to just tap and pull a little curved palm tree here.
Now,
And then start pulling these little fronds. So I curve them out. I'm going to curve them out. I'm going to curve the opposite direction. I like to think of them sometimes as like the Dr. Seuss trees.
yeah.
Just a little palm tree sitting out there. I'm going to add another little friend to it who's more hurricane
And
survival-y.
while you're putting that friend in, you know, this is something for Cassie to think about too. If you find yourself alone and not feeling good, go find a friend, go find a loved one to be with. Just someone, or just sometimes just, you know, be in public, because, you know, that human connection, that human interaction, it really helps. It makes
really
a
does.
big difference. So,
It does. And if you need help, never ever feel weird about getting it.
Yeah.
If it's just overwhelming you, you know, if we were stabbed or mortally wounded and we were bleeding out, we know to ask for medical help. But sometimes our hearts are mortally wounded or our souls are mortally wounded, and we don't feel like we deserve or worthy for help in that situation. But you are just as deserving and just, you know, as worthy, you know, for the wounds that don't obviously show.
Yeah. And, you know, there's lots of people who would love to help you out, but go and find some of your loved ones near you and reach out to them, and, you know, they'll be there for you. You don't even have to tell them what's going on. Sometimes just being like, hey, I want to come over and watch some TV.
Yeah, definitely.
That's, you know, watch some YouTube
Definitely.
while you're, you know.
You know, be with the things that help you feel uplifted. It's so important. It's underrated and so important.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull a little white to create a highlight on these little trees. Just to define them a little bit. Just a little highlight. With just white paint. And my mom requested that I add a bird.
A bird?
She wanted a little white dove.
Well, that's a good idea.
So I'm going to put a little bird flying off here. Just a little white V in the distance. You might have a little friend. Just some birds of hope.
Those are nice.
Just a little bit of hope there. So we all deserve a little bit of hope.
And, you know, if you guys are just joining us here now on the live, that's okay. This is available on the replay. And for those of you guys who are catching this on the replay, remember that love is timeless. So you can put it in your canvas and it will still get there for everybody.
Thank you all for taking the time to come join us for this. There really aren't nice and tidy words in a situation like this, and I don't think there should be. I think it should be untenable, and I think it should be unfathomable, and I think we should be in these spaces. I think that is what good-hearted people experience in the face of something like this, and that's how we should feel. And in the act of being creative and reaching out to each other and leaning on each other, recognize a path to an even better, more compassionate form of living. I think we are capable of great things. And I really, truly believe that love is every bit as powerful as hate in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate you guys joining us tonight. And I just wish for you all to be safe.
There's so much love being sent out here to you in chat. We still got over 300 people here, like 310, 315. And they're all sending you loves and hugs. They appreciate everything you're doing here tonight. This is a great painting, and it's really nice for the community to be able to get together here and chat. And they're all having a real nice time just hanging out.
And
so
if I could impose, if we could take a minute at the end of this creative journey and do whatever it is we do. If it's praying, pray. If it's sending intentions out, if it's, arranging turtles in the house, whatever you do in your life, right? If it's just acknowledging you're part of a quantum entanglement, whatever you do in your life to celebrate the preciousness and value of life, if we just take a minute and ponder that.
Thank you guys. Thank you for coming and being with us.
I love you.
We love you guys.